Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com, and in this video we're looking at some great dive watches from Seiko known as the King Turtles. So in this video and on this channel we cover watches available for purchase on our website TeddyBaldassarre.com as a full authorized dealer. So throughout this video we'll do a deep dive on these, and also at the end final considerations before you buy. But also as you're watching this video, if you have any further questions or you're ready to buy right now, definitely check out the link in the description down below to the product page. But guys, let's jump into the video and take a closer look at these watches. Seiko has a history with diving watches that is legendary and impactful as anyone, having authored iconic designs including the 62 Mas, the Willard, the 6309, and the Tuna, as well as many more modern icons like the SKX and Turtle. In fact, when it comes to affordable dive watches that capably split a passionate enthusiast following with undeniable credibility among actual recreational, professional, and military divers, Seiko is, among with perhaps Citizen, the top of the list. However, despite its laurels, many enthusiasts have taken issue with certain aspects of Seiko's divers, including their common use of mineral crystals, non-hacking calibers, and a standard aluminum bezel insert in a world now dominated by ceramic inserts. This has led to a passionate sub-community of modders who's taking stock Seiko models and modifying them with third-party components to create their own vision of a perfect Seiko dive watch. Seiko took notice, releasing a new version of the popular Turtle model in 2020 that appears to answer just about all the modding community's qualms with the OEM package. And in this video, we'll take a closer look at that Seiko Prospects model with the SRPE03 and 05, known as the King Turtles. A watch that basically offers up everything we know and love from the Turtle format, upgraded in a few substantial but impactful ways. Now, taking a look at the wearing experience presented by the King Turtle, we have a 45mm diameter, a 13.3mm thickness, and a case length of 47.6 millimeters. And while those are certainly a more prominent set of numbers, the relatively short lug-to-lug length and restrained thickness for a professional diving watch does help this larger watch wear more like a 42 when I have this one on the wrist. That lug-to-lug is an absolute joy to have, and even for my smaller wrist, I think it still works. So I would not allow this to scare you away if you understand what you're getting yourself into here, and knowing that this is a professional dive watch with true capability, I think you can make this one work on a wide variety of wrists. Anchored to the case at 22mm drilled lugs, the strap, which is textured on the inside, does not taper, culminating with a large Seiko signed stainless steel buckle. The keeper is also steel and signed with the Seiko logo, firmly managing the extremely long strap tail presented by this watch that is of course extra long to fit over diving suits. Compared to the rest of the watch, the silicone strap is perhaps the area that feels the least premium, though I expect this strap was designed with nothing more than the absolute diving utility in mind. Moving into the conversation on case finishing, the central case presents the Turtle's established cushion format with circular grain brushing on the top and polishing along the side of the sculpted case. The unsigned screw-down crown is located at the 4 o'clock custom position and also firmly inset within the architecture of the case itself. As a note, the crown action on these is excellent for the price point. It's easy to thread and feels very solid when screwed down. Between the screw-down crown and the case back, the King Turtle is ISO compliant for 200 meters of scuba diving specific functionality, meaning this is an excellent watch to go forward if you lead an aquatic lifestyle. Heading towards the front of the watch, we have the first of the major points of differentiation between the King Turtle and the standard model, a redesigned bezel with more prominent grooves and squared off ridges that combine to make for an easy grip and experience. Rotating unidirectionally with 60 positive feeling clicks, the bezel action here is excellent for the price point, a factor only enhanced by the inclusion of a ceramic insert, another major upgrade from the standard aluminum insert on the basic Turtles. The indices on the high gloss ceramic insert are engraved and filled for easy reading, with a lume circle within the triangular index at noon. Just within, we have a flat sapphire crystal, another big upgrade here, and makes a clear view of the striking textured dial lying beneath by way of an anti-reflective coating on the underside. While the basic design format of this dial is still 100% Seiko Turtle, the look and feel has been elevated in this case and with a waffle textured dial executed in an eye-catching and on-trend olive green shade and a conventional black. Along with the texture, the indices are applied, and with each one being coated with a sizable helping of Seiko's class-leading Lumibrite luminescent material. At the dial outskirts, a simple chapter ring offers printed minute markings. At 3, a day-date window remains easily in view with the help of a Cyclops Cyclops magnifier, perhaps the most polarizing element of this design as a whole. And then you have the handset that is pure Seiko diver with roots dating back to the 6309 that inspired the turtle design in the first place. Dial text is also relatively under control with only Seiko printed at noon and the Prospex X automatic and Divers 200 at 6, speaking to the watch's compliance with the ISO 6425 standard. For a subtle pop of color, both the water resistance text and the seconds hand are executed in a copper shade that plays well with the tones of the rest of the dial. Turning the King Turtle over, we take up view of Seiko's long-established diver's case back, complete with a wave motif at the center, and lying just beneath is one of Seiko's legendary in-house calibers, the 4R36 in this case. Seiko's 4R collection of calibers took off right when the older non-hacking and non-hand-winding 7S26 left off, providing a reliable workhorse caliber intended for the use inside of tool watches like the Turtle collection. While it's nothing particularly sexy, the 4R36 is a basic 3-hand day-date caliber operating at 3 Hz or 21,600 vibrations per hour and providing a power reserve of approximately 41 hours. The 4R series of calibers debuted in 2011 and has already seen active service in hundreds of thousands, if probably millions of watches at this point, also being offered by Seiko Instruments as the NH series. While the specs aren't amazing by today's standards, they're still very solid. They're reliable calibers that are easy to regulate or be serviced if needed. This being the King Turtle, some would have probably liked to see maybe a jump in caliber from some of the other models like the 6R35 that offers an extended power reserve of 70 hours, but those don't really come in Seiko's collection until you get into around that $700 price point. While the quoted accuracy standard for the 4R36 is only -35 to +45 seconds a day, the vast majority of Seiko models that we test perform way better. And in this example here, we looked at 2 different models. One was running at +7 to +10 seconds a day, and the other one +9 to +14 seconds a day across those 5 positions. So now to unpack looking at these King Turtle models. So when looking at the pros and cons here, I think we can start here with the cons. First is going to be the larger case. Keep in mind, though, that the lug-to-lug is not going to make this one wear to that full extent, but still, for those that want a more compact wearing experience, you still have to keep in mind that this is going to wear like a 42mm watch on wrist. Also, this is going to be more expensive than the conventional Turtle, no question about it. You are getting some up specification in the process, but if you're not willing to spend that amount of money, you do have to consider that. And then also the Cyclops, more of a polarizing design characteristic. I don't think it's a positive or negative, really. It's just more of where you fall on it. I think it looks cool and helps accentuate the watch dial and also with that waffle texture, but I could see some maybe not liking that design trait. But then shifting over to the pro side, let's just talk about why this is known as the King, and that's just because it has more when it's delivering from the specification side. You do have the established Seiko design that is absolutely there with the model DNA definitely shifting back to the 1960s. Also, this watch being ISO 6425 compliant, certainly worthy of a professional diving watch standard without question. The strap is solid also on these. With the bracelet, it's not going to necessarily be the best. I would probably opt for some third-party options, but it's going to do the job if needed. And then shifting over to the big reason for this, waffle texture dial, which is completely different. It does add some visual interest to the display. But from the specification side, sapphire crystal, great to see that point of separation for not much more than a conventional Turtle, and then a ceramic bezel insert. As much as I love the Turtle design, that's probably my favorite design DNA from any Seiko dive watch outside of things that are more expensive. You're talking about this more affordable end. I just love the way that these watches look. And the King Turtle takes that DNA, puts some injection of extra specifications with the ceramic insert and looking at the sapphire crystal, it makes it that much more compelling. All right, guys, well, thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It's a great way to help out the channel. But also, definitely check out TeddyBaldassarre.com. We're an authorized dealer of over 30 brands, including the watches covered in this video. It's a great way to get a watch. You have a full factory warranty for all the products that we offer, dedicated customer service team based here in the United States, and we don't take any money from the brands to produce the videos that we're creating. How we're able to support myself, the entire team here, and all the content that we produce is through selling watches on TeddyBaldassarre.com. So if you like this content, also the content we do on the main channel, is the best way to support the content to allow us to continue to foster a new generation of watch enthusiasts in the process. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.